guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Symphonic Rain. So let's jump right back in. She smiled wryly as she produced a brand new score, apparently given to her by the instructor, along with a bundle of clean music sheets. If it were me, I wouldn't even be able to speak of barely. Such an amount would be completely and utterly impossible for me to copy in 2 hours. Transcribing, huh? It's not really my forte, but I think I can help you finish a few. Really? Thanks. That would be greatly appreciated. I'll say this now, but I'm not sure how much help I'll be. That matters not. At the very least, it'll be more fun than doing it alone. That might be true. So, where should we go? Care to guess where this is? Fall produced a key from her pocket. It had a small tag half-heartedly tied to it with a string. Some kind of key? They lent me the key to the vacant lecture room. Since classes are still in session in the other rooms, we can concentrate on the task in complete silence there. Oh, oopsie. They're putting a lot of faith in you. I never knew they lent that kind of stuff to students. True, the rooms are reserved exclusively for lectures, and on occasion, even important documents are carelessly left behind. That's a former student council president for you, I suppose. I suppose you could say that. Anyway, let's make haste. Remembering that she was short on time, she briskly walked to the main building. I hurriedly followed suit. It's been a while since I've been here. It's a whole new experience without people present. Since seniors didn't have compulsory lessons or lectures, open lectures were the only occasions on which you would see a lecture room anymore. Needless to say, I didn't participate in any of them. Has it sincerely been that long? Have you yet to attend a lecture recently? They're not required, after all. I often attend these arbitrary lectures, and it happens that I come by myself as well, so the experience isn't that alien to me. She spread the bundle of music paper on the desk and took out a pen. Do you have a writing utensil? Well, I doubt you would, given that you failed to attend the lectures. Sorry for crushing your expectations. I grinned at her surprised visage and produced a dirty pencil box from the depths of my bag. I never used it anymore, but Fal's words reminded me that I had left it in there ever since the end of my junior year. Ah, impressive. So you brought a pen after all. More like I forgot to take it out of my bag. I would have been more impressed if you hadn't said that. But in truth, I'm not that impressive. I suppose not. At least deny it. Oh, how impressive. That sounded fake. Then, what do you want me to say? Well, it matters not, but I'm glad. I only had one of my own. Anyway, I'm going to commence immediately. Chris, you can use that to copy the next. Okay, so for now, all I can do is wait. I guess, but I'll finish in no time. She had already settled into a chair and had begun writing on the music sheet. I sat down next to her and tried to observe her progress. Is something the matter? She had noticed my eyes on her, and spoke without retracting her gaze from her hands. Nothing. I just figured it'd be more efficient if I checked out what kind of score it was right away. Good point. She shifted the score into a position that allowed me to see it better, then resumed her transcription. But man, she's incredibly skilled. She finished copying the first page in the blink of an eye and handed it to me. I'll pass them over one page at a time. Oh, are you bored? You can always talk to me, you know. She added worriedly, but I was just astonished by her swiftness. No, I'm just amazed by your speed. Well, I'm used to tasks like these. By the time she finished her sentence with an almost gleeful look on her face, her hands had already started moving again. With some experience, anyone could perform at this rate. I would collapse before even reaching such proficiency. I I suppose you might. I've lost count of how many hundreds of pages I've transcribed, even outside of classes. Looking at the now filled out page she handed me, I was astonished all over again. For something written in such a short amount of time, this was just way too neat. The symbols, the notes, the musical terms, written in a neatly flowing cursive style, they all exuded elegance. I was confident that if I spent a good bit of time on it, I could write nicely as well. But to sustain such a level of quality at such a rate was an absolute impossibility for me. Oh? You don't have to do it that quickly. I wasn't used to talking and working at the same time, so every time I had to answer, I fell a little behind. It seems I had better not speak to you. Yeah, I answered without stopping my work, to which she laughed in apparent amusement. When I was still in the student council, everyone used to talk while working, so I've grown rather accustomed to it. Had gotten used to doing these things reluctantly during class, so yeah. Besides, this was a request from an instructor, so I intended to make it a lot neater than I would if I wrote it for personal use. But really, take your time. It's already a lot more fun than it would be alone. In fact, I wouldn't even mind doing all the transcribing by myself. With me reduced to being your chatting partner? Yup. I was just kidding, though. I couldn't let you do all the work. Really? I sincerely don't mind if you do. While saying that, she carefully lined up the pages of the score she had just finished so the ink wouldn't smear. From what I could tell, the score consisted of only a few pages with a lot of repeats. Be that as it may, she had already finished one full copy. On to the next one. It was about an hour after we'd started working. After I returned to my seat from lining up music sheets on a distant desk, the thick bundle of paper had been reduced to nothing. Is this it? Yes, thanks to your help, we were able to finish quickly. Nah, I only did 5 copies. And you were a good chatting partner. She cut off my words of modesty in a cheerful tone, then stood up to line up the last sheets of paper on a desk. Huh? There are still music sheets there. Oh, these? Since this was the last score anyway, I collected them to finish it up myself. Do you want me to help? I've started to get the hang of it now. That's okay. The person who will read this might get confused if the same score is written by 2 different people. Good point. Realizing the truth of her words, I docilely lowered myself back into my seat and watched Fall finish the last bit of work. She herself had said it was okay to talk to her, so I decided to ask a casual question. Hey, is this really fun for you? Yeah, it is. It's not tough for you? Well, or what's gotten into you? It's not tough for me at all. Okay then, it's just that your diligence impressed me all over again. That's not it. I'm just handling a request. But some people would be unable to handle that. Well, I can handle it. After putting in considerable effort, right? Effort? Well, if necessary. Why do you go to such lengths for other people? I'm not. I'm doing it for myself. Everything you do only for yourself? I suppose. I kinda doubt that. Really? Thanks. After thanking me for some reason, she quietly placed her pen on the desk. Whew, it's done. Good job. Yeah, same to you, Chris. Glancing at the clock on the wall, it seemed she still had a bit of time until she had to leave. As I thought, it went a lot faster than if I had to do it on my own. Thanks. If I was some help to you, I'm glad. Yeah. After we finished up, we sorted the many scores on the desks, sequentially. After scrupulously waving around the final sheets that had not dried with our hands, the job was done. Thanks a lot. I'd like to do something in return. What would you like? I didn't do anything to warrant something like that. I figured you'd say that. Then how about coming to eat at my trattoria? The one you work at? Yeah, I'm sure I could treat you tomorrow if I put in a word to the owner. Treat me? I couldn't impose on you like that. I get the employee privileges, so it's no big deal. Right, if I talk to the owner today, I might even be able to get some time off when you arrive. But how about at night? Or at lunchtime? Either time is fine with me. Eh? I start working at noon, so mornings are out of the question. So come at noon or at night, please. Then at night, I guess? At night? Got it. With my plans for tomorrow rather forcibly decided, the two of us walked out into the hallway. I'm going to return the key first. Wait for me at the entrance. Sure. I never knew she was such a coercive person, I thought, then had to laugh a bit. She's so cute. After walking together up until the old town like yesterday, I confirmed the details for tomorrow with her before we split up. So at what time should I come tomorrow night? So at what time should I come tomorrow night? Oh, so you'll really come. Were you lying? No, just that I realized I was being a bit overbearing. What's more, you never brought it up again on the way home. Well, I was kind of expecting you to assign me a time in that same pushy manner as before. Hey, but I'm glad. Any time is fine, so just come whenever you normally have dinner. Then I'll be there around 7. 7. Got it. If you arrive around that time, I'll prepare a specialty for you. Huh? Is that okay? Yes, I'll see you tomorrow. See you. As I stared at her retreating figure, I came to the realization that I had been seeing her off like this quite often lately. It went to show how much time we'd spend together. I felt a bit irritated at myself for still being unable to decide on a partner despite that. All right, it's the next day. Hey, are you going somewhere? Yeah, it's about dinner time, right? So you're eating out tonight? That's the plan. I've been kind of restless ever since that promise I made with Val yesterday. I had helped this person, who might eventually become my partner with her work. In return, I was being treated to a meal. That was all there was to it, I thought. But there might have been something with my body language, as Forney seemed to have seen through my plans. I'd been reading books, playing random tunes, and poking around with half-finished compositions I didn't plan on reciting. I always spent my Saturday like that, as I had nothing to do but wait for Ari's letter to arrive. Torta sometimes invited me over to her house for dinner, but those were extremely rare occurrences. I'm surprised you figured that out. Well, yeah, I've known you for quite a while. Is that what happens when you live together with someone for over 2 years? Yup. So, are you going with Asino? No, I'm going to Fal's place where... You're going to have dinner together? Or you're having dinner together at Fal's place? I'm going to tell Ari, you know. Just be quiet for a moment. I have 2 things to say. What? 1, could you maybe hear me out when I'm in the middle of explaining something? And 2, how on earth are you supposed to tell Ari? It's easy for me to add a few things to your letter after you're done writing it. This is why mysterious creatures are a pain. Okay then, I'll ask just in case. Can you really do that? I can! How? With a strangely confident smile, she grasped the pen on the desk with her whole body. Well, well. And now? All right! As luck would have it, there was a blank sheet of paper on the desk. It was the sheet I was planning to use for the letter tomorrow. What are you going to write? Stuff that'll get you in trouble, obviously. I see. I chimed in, feeling rather indifferent about the matter. It was still only 6:30. It wasn't that far to Fal's place, so I had enough time to watch her until she was done. There and there! And after taking almost a whole minute, the word she'd drawn up was Mamone? I don't know. Oh, she's so cute! Done! Forney? What? I have 3 things to say. They're increasing. 1, your writing sucks. I can't help that. 2, you take too much time. Even if you do it in the middle of the night, if you make so much noise, I'm going to notice. Well... 3, the envelope will be shut. 4. 4? I understand you wanted to make a fool out of me, but what is writing that on the letters to Ari going to accomplish? Well... Oh, whatever. Lastly, thanks for the entertaining show. It's become quite clear to me that you can't do it, so you have no reason to in the first place. What? You're in the wrong for saying you're going to have dinner with a girl, at her house no less. The first thing I told you, listen until I finish explaining. Did you already forget? Of course not. The place Val works is close by here. A trattoria called Copper. So Val's place was... Just by adding that sentence, everything should have been clear. Is Forney really so short-tempered, or does she just not use her head enough? That's what I meant. I see. It seemed Forney had somewhat fallen into a slump, so I added in a cheerful tone. Well, part of the reason she's treating me is because I helped her with some work yesterday, so your suspicions weren't necessarily unfounded. Yeah, it's all your fault. Nah, to give my best compromise, I'm willing to concede that neither of us were in the wrong. I see. Fine then. It looked like Forney was finally satisfied. Shooting a glance at my watch, I noticed it was almost time to go. Well, I'm off. Okay, be careful. I crossed the streets of the rainy city at a modest dash, and soon arrived at my destination. Welcome! After having been led to my seat like any other customer, I didn't really know what else to do. Should I just order something I'd like to eat? As I stared at the menu handed to me in confusion, I heard a familiar voice coming from what seemed to be the kitchen. Ah, that's him! It seemed the waiter who had come to take my order recognized the voice immediately. Your order has already been arranged for. Please wait a moment. Oh wait, no, whoops, that was a guy, sorry. Leaving a polite salutation and a casual smile, the waiter disappeared to the back. In any case, it seemed Fel knew I was here, and my order had already been arranged. I wouldn't have to worry about that anymore. Slightly relieved, I scanned the interior of the establishment. As expected from a trattoria serving family-oriented cuisine, it had a very down-to-earth ambiance. The interior was neat and stylish, and the establishment looked to be popular amongst youngsters as well. Not unexpectedly, I saw a few familiar faces from school at one of the tables. My eyes darting around, I brought my glass of water to my mouth, soothing the slight tension I felt. Thank you for your patience. After a short while, the waiter came in carrying my meal on a platter. There was a steaming dish of neatly served lasagna on top of the silver plate. Good evening, you're right on time. Oh, she looks so cute. I thought I was a little late, but I guess not. Your arrival was duly precise. Anyway, were you able to get a break? Yes, I asked the manager for some time off. She was carrying a clean white apron under her arm, which I figured she had just stripped out of. She sat down in the seat across the table. Isn't this a busy time for the store? Almost all the seats are taken. It seemed luck was on my side, since a great number of customers had entered after my arrival. A number of people were forced to wait on seats outside the roofed storefront. I've already handled my portion of the work. Anyway, it won't taste as well as it would if you let it get cold. She handed me a knife and fork and then fixed her eyes on me with a smile on her face. Are you going to keep watching? Oh, don't mind me. Easy for you to say. Then shall I relocate to the seat next to you? But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!